Tom DeLonge jumping in and fueling speculation that he's returning to Blink-182, plus Stone Sour on an indefinite hiatus. What could that mean? And a lot of bands are playing live shows this week. Stick with us. We got more to get to. Good afternoon. Welcome to Rock Feed. Thanks so much for joining us. If you're new here, please consider subscribing with notifications on. There are a large number of you who watch the show every day but are not subscribed. If you would please be so kind, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Tells YouTube you like us and they'll show our videos to more rock fans. All right, before we get to this Tom DeLonge situation, Stone Sour is apparently on an indefinite hiatus, which is interesting because I thought their latest album, Hydrograd, was very well done, and the band was talking in interviews saying they were having loads and loads of fun. But something's happened apparently. Corey Taylor says in a new interview that he feels like the band has somewhat run its course, which is very interesting. And we're going to talk about this now and see what it all means. Obviously, he has a solo album dropping in October. And when that album comes out, he's going to, when he can, tour in support of it. Now, this doesn't take precedent over Slipknot, who's got a host of shows in the can that they've got to continue performing once everything clears up. Now, Corey appeared on the Green Room with Neil Griffith's podcast, and he said that, I feel like Stone Sour has kind of run its course for now. We all talked as a band and decided to kind of put Stone Sour on indefinite hiatus. That's the way it is. We put it on the shelf for now. Everybody's kind of going and doing their own thing. And he spoke on Eddie Trunk's show last week and basically echoed that sentiment. He said, yeah, Stone Sour is kind of on the back burner right now. We all kind of felt that we did exactly what we wanted to do on Hydrograd, and we're just giving it a minute. I talked to the guys in the band about the solo thing and what I wanted to do, and they were totally on board with it. Everybody else kind of has things going on, so we're all cool. Josh is actually working on a solo thing of his own, which is great. So yeah, I think Stone Sour is kind of on hiatus right now. So that could mean that it could be a very long time before we hear from Stone Sour, given the fact that eventually Corey has to go back to Slipknot, and if he goes back to Slipknot before going back to Stone Sour, it could be at least 5 years. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Again, fortunately, they've got no shortage of content for you to enjoy, and Corey has the solo album coming out this year as well. So this was something that was very cool. Pantera posted an image from a baseball game recently where, you know, they have those weird cardboard cutouts in the crowd of the Major League Baseball games. Well, apparently they've been taking famous people and people who supported certain teams and are putting cardboard cutouts of them in the crowd. Well, one of the teams took a cardboard cutout of the late, great Vinnie Paul, former Pantera drummer and Hell Yeah drummer, and they put him in the crowd as a tribute. Here he is. This was posted on the Pantera website. They wrote, a friend of Vinnie's made sure there was a cutout of him at Globe Life for the Texas Rangers games. The Rangers did a story on his cutout during today's game. Check this out.
Rock and roll royalty here in right field, you guys. Not sure if you recognize this guy, but he is Vinnie Paul, drummer for the legendary band Pantera. Longtime Arlington resident, passed away in 2018, but one of his fans made sure that he was in the house here at Globe Life Field to take in the Rangers this season. You might recognize Pantera's work when a guy walks. Yeah.
Very cool. All right, Metallica is hitting the stage, but it's going to be a little bit different. They're going to have a socially distanced performance at drive-in theaters across the U.S. Now, there have been instances where these drive-in shows are old recordings and things like that, not from Metallica, but a lot of these people that are doing live streams and things, they're not creating original live performances. That's a big difference there. So you've got Metallica, though. They are actually creating from scratch a performance to broadcast at these drive-in theaters.
Hey, everyone from guess where? That's right. HQ. We've been here rehearsing from a distance, of course, because we're playing a show very, very soon.
Very difficult time for bands. It's cool to see them finding unique ways to connect with their audience during a very difficult time. Hopefully it's not too expensive for fans out there. All right, we got to move on. And there are a lot of shows, speaking of concerts, that are playing in person. They're coming back, they're doing shows, and there is a Sturgis motorcycle event going on in South Dakota, I think. Well, so there are a lot of bands that are playing at this event, and there are people who are raising concerns about social distancing. Fozzy played a show over the weekend. Now, to be fair to Fozzy, they were playing at 50% capacity and passing out masks and sanitizer at the doorway. Unfortunately, it looks like those in the crowd weren't exactly complying with their attempts at these efforts. This drew some criticism from different people. Sebastian Bach, who's been feuding anyways with Chris Jericho, had this to say on Twitter. He wrote, "Any musicians putting on rock and roll shows in the United States of America at this time care only about taking your money and do not give one single shit if you live or die." And here's a pic from the show over the weekend. For his part, Chris Jericho did respond in a statement to their decision to perform the show. He said on his Saturday night special live stream, "The reason why shows have happened is because these states of North Dakota and South Dakota have low COVID cases, less than 1,000 in both states. I think Florida had 9,000 today alone." And this is not the only controversy. You had a performance from Smashmouth, and they had a large crowd performing, and vocalist Steve Harwell commented on the situation, saying the following. All right, and on to Tom DeLonge and Blink-182 and Matt Skiba and what the hell is going on with that situation. So to catch you up in case you're not aware, over the last few months, Blink-182 has basically been promoting various projects, and Matt Skiba has either been not featured or he's been very minimally featured. Like a few weeks ago where they released something with Oliver Tree and it says featuring Blink-182, and this is the picture they chose to use. It features Mark Hoppus and Travis Barker on the art alone, and Mark Hoppus is the only person singing on the track. And then Blink-182 released on Friday their new single Quarantine, which conspicuously does not feature any vocals from Matt Skiba either, and he's also not credited on the song either, leaving a lot of fans to speculate about what his status was with the band. Well, after we talked about this, there was a music video. Again, though, he was barely featured in the music video, leading people to speculate, including myself, and I floated this theory last week, that maybe they are phasing his role out within the band. And a lot of people are wondering that. You're not featuring him as heavily, you know, he's not on the marketing of the group, things like that. And then you add to the fact that while everyone's speculating, Tom DeLonge, good old Tommy DeLonge, goes on his Instagram and posts a throwback photo of him and Blink. He rarely posts about Blink, and he just happens to post a picture with his former bandmates while everyone is online guessing about Skiba's status within the band. Come on. So here he is. He's posting this picture many moons ago. Yesterday, he shared this image of him with his Blink bandmates, and what more can you say? The timing is definitely interesting. And I want to point out that Tom DeLonge does post about Blink from time to time. He's not on bad terms with the band. He is regularly talking. Both him and Travis Barker have said they regularly speak. They're bros. Their relationship is great. Tom didn't leave the band because of some nasty feud with the members. He left the band because he was pursuing finding out about extraterrestrial beings, and he has solved that issue. He's learned about it, and he seriously has taught us more than anything. My buddy Tyler over at Note to Scene has a podcast out about this today, diving deep about the amazing work that Tom has done learning about extraterrestrial UFOs and things like that. And just to add a little bit further context, if you look back at the things that Tom was posting on his Instagram in 2019, it's all Angels and Airwaves content. There's really nothing about Blink that I saw. I'm looking here. It's just things about To the Stars, things about, Angels and Airwaves. And then you get into 2020, and around February and April, he starts posting more frequently about his time in Blink. There's a little post from December there, but you go from 2019, nothing about Blink, and then you get here to we're getting there. So you've got February, he just tags Blink-182 in a post, and then the frequency increases. Another one, February, going back to talking about his time in Blink. And he seems to be thinking about Blink more and more as 2020 goes on. You know, you've got another Blink meme. Another picture of Blink. Yet again, another picture of Blink. Blink-182. There you go. I mean, I'm not saying he's coming back to Blink-182. I'm just saying he has started posting a lot about Blink-182 around the time that Blink-182 has started posting a lot less about Matt Skiba. I don't know, folks. Let me know what you think. Obviously, it would be earth-shattering if Tom DeLonge returned to Blink-182. I think everybody would like to see that if Tom is fully able to focus on Blink-182 and they're able to work together. And that, you know, I think history was unfair in the past to Tom when he was pursuing the UFO thing and everybody was mocking him and making fun of him. And he has been proven to be right about the things he was saying. He's not a crazy person. We were the dummies. We were the dummies. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, of course, and be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on breaking news and content about your favorite bands. Thanks so much for joining us here today at Rock Feed. We'll see you all very soon.